Hello, my name is Godwin Abba, and I'm going to be your coach for this moment. We're going to be speaking about life's pressure, how people come under pressure from time to time. Some lose their minds, some lose their cool, and some even lose their lives. Pressure, on the other side, happens to be a common thing with life. Everybody goes through daily pressures and different types of pressure. Now we have both the internal pressure and the external pressure. But today we're going to be focusing on the internal pressure. Simple reason. Until you are internally fortified, it doesn't matter what happens on the outside, you will not be able to withstand it. If you're internally weak, whatever comes from the outside and hits you, you crumble under it. It's just like the general saying, that if anything can move you, then you can move anything. So what do you need to do to fortify your internal capacity to withstand both internal and external pressure? We're going to be looking at these things. But first of all, what are internal pressures? Internal pressures are the pressures that hit us from within. Pressures that come our way either by what we accepted in life or some of the habits that we kind of inculcated into life that began to fight us by the end of the day. And these internal pressures, number one, examples, are pressures like emotional pressures. Emotional pressures have got to do with our feelings, our emotions. Things like frustration, depression, easily irritable or irritability, when people lose their cool and they're unstable emotionally. There are a lot of people that get easily angry at any given thing and any given time. There are people that get easily frustrated. They make attempts on the goals of life. They fail once, they fail twice, the next thing they are pissed off and get frustrated. There are those that are easily depressed. Maybe they didn't get what they want, or they felt that they're not being accepted in the public as they should. It now begins to speak against their emotions and they end up in depression. There are some that cannot withstand the presence of other people. They just seem to love their own space. And in the loving of their space, they don't entertain anybody around them. Parents find it difficult to entertain their kids around them. A husband easily irritated by the presence of the wife, or wife getting pissed off by the presence of the husband. There are guys, there are ladies that can't stand the presence of other people. They get easily irritated. So emotional pressure is that pressure that when you don't control it, it can even mess you up. The loss of emotion has made a lot of people to lose money, lose employment, and lose opportunities. Today, as you begin to fortify and strengthen everything about your emotional pressure, I see you standing tall. I see you reconnecting to sound relationships. I see you taking charge of the atmosphere and your environment. And most especially, I see you winning that internal battle. The next kind of pressure that people face, particularly ladies, is what I call self-image pressure. Self-image pressure has got to do with everything appearance, self-appearance. A slim lady wishes she was on the big side. The lady on the big side wishes she was on the slim side. The brief guy wishes he was tall. And the very lanky one wishes he was brief. So, those who go through self-image pressure seem not to be satisfied with their present or personal images. They want to be like somebody else. A lot of people have faced that. As I said earlier, they wish they were the other person. So if they don't get that fulfillment, like being the other person, they begin to look down on themselves. So the lanky guy feels that the reason why he seems not to be respected or accepted or celebrated is because he lacks flesh on his body. And then the guy or the lady that is on the bigger side feels that the reason why she's not being celebrated or he being accepted is because he has so much flesh on the body. And the one that is brief feels that the reason why they look down on him is because he's quite low to the ground. So everybody feels that the other person's image was better than theirs. But the simple advice I want to give to you is this: life never makes mistake. God never makes mistake. Whatever way you've been created, accept your creation and turn it into creativity. Oh sure, those that are on the brief side, there are ways you can use your physical stature to make money. I didn't say sell yourself. I just said become creative with your appearance. Those on the lanky side, same thing with you. These days, people monetize everything. You may not understand. It's possible that if you want a way to get a job, that is to be employed by either the government or any other organization before you make money, it might be very difficult. So become creative with your creation and then make the best of that creation, and your life will never be the same. The next kind of pressure that hits people is psychological, where people lose their minds under stress, under duress, and under all manner of pressure. And some of this pressure may be subject to maybe wanting to meet with appointments. You're working under a limited time, working under a tight scheduled timing, and you must deliver. So a lot of people who find it difficult to deliver, they come under psychological pressure. This pressure leads them to having migraine. Others leads them to having sleepless nights. So when psychological pressure comes on you, what you need to do is to think of the way out. Some people are undergoing or embarking on professional courses. Some people, while they are still working, they are attending to their masters. Others are going or studying, undergoing their PhDs. And because of this, they need to deliver in the office and they need to deliver academically. And some that are married, wives or husbands with children, they also need to attend to the family. So by virtue of this pressure, their minds begin to work under terrible stress and under terrible strain, and it begins to affect them. Hear this: whatever pressure we face internally, it can be controlled, it can be regulated. All we just need to do is to make sure that we become masters of our emotions, accepting our images, that is our creation, the way we are, and then moving against anything that may want to undermine who we are, how we are created, and the goals we pursue. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for spending this time with me. Once again, my name is Godwin Abba. Thank you for the viewership. Bye-bye for now.